It's been nearly 3 weeks since the devastating explosion at Beirut's port tore through the city. In a country already suffering food scarcity and economic collapse, now the challenge is to prevent crisis. From Beirut, special correspondent Jane Ferguson reports.
First came the initial shock of Beirut's massive explosion, ripping through the city, destroying homes and taking lives. Now comes the next challenge, averting a dangerous food shortage despite virtually no help from the nation's leaders.
As the government or the state is not really taking care of its own people, people in Lebanon had always to take care of themselves.
Kamal Mouzawak is an expert in feeding people. For more than 15 years, he's been running Souk El Tayeb, an organization that sponsors farmers markets and restaurants, providing much-needed exposure to local, sustainable growers. His restaurant in Beirut is now just one of a number of places feeding the neighborhood.
If the job needs to be done, we have to do it ourselves, and this is what we're doing in a most extraordinary way. And if we, the people, can do such a wonderful job, we, the people, should govern this country.
The challenges here in Beirut are about a lot more than simply feeding people in the midst of this latest crisis. There is a major food security emergency here in Lebanon as a result of the economy collapsing.
Long before the Great Blast, Lebanon's economy was already in tatters, hamstrung by a series of chronically ineffective and corrupt governments, plus a banking system that was revealed last year to be little more than a Ponzi scheme. Millions lost access to their savings, and the cost of food shot up along with inflation, just as the pandemic hit.
You got a perfect storm. I mean, just when you think it couldn't get any worse, you have this explosion. So you had economic deterioration. Then you had COVID on top of that. And COVID is playing out as we speak, deteriorating the situation throughout Lebanon. And then the explosion.
So when you see what happened,
David Beasley is the head of the UN's World Food Programme. Lebanon imports more than 3/4 of all its food. In order to provide subsidized bread for the people, the government was buying tons of wheat through the port that now lies in ruins. Precious national grain reserves were destroyed in their silos, leaving the country with only 2 weeks' supply and little cash to buy more.
85% of all the grains for the people in Lebanon comes through that port. And so we've got to get that port operational. Otherwise, the cost will be skyrocketing. In fact, we've already diverted 17.5 thousand metric tons of flour so that immediately people will have bread on the table for the entire country for 20 additional days.
crunchy and soft at the same time.
American celebrity Jose Andres and his team from his charity World Central Kitchen swung into action after the blast and flew to Beirut. Now they're helping professional kitchens like Kamal's produce some 10,000 meals a day to feed rescue workers, hospital staff and patients, plus those made homeless by the explosion.
Shorter walls, longer tables, all of a sudden, yeah, it looks like fantasy, but it's real. You can make it happen.
Andres' organization has been feeding people in crisis all over the world, from Puerto Rico to Haiti and across the United States as coronavirus hits hard.
It's really a good bite.
His prolific dedication to social media draws attention to places that need help. Beyond sudden emergencies, what is really needed, he says, is a global shift in long-term food security, making sure that people across the world can afford to eat.
At the end, the solution is not about food. It's about having an economic system that works for the people. It's as simple as that. I'm not an economist. I left school when I was 14. But yes, I can tell you, let's plant more food and let's give food for free. No, that's not a solution. Let's make sure that we create systems where people, even in emergencies like these, can on their own sustain themselves without going broke in the simple act of living. Right now, if it's poor and hungry people, it's because we have people that go broke, because we're not helping them not go broke. If we're able to fix that, hunger and poverty, it's over forever. But we create systems that are the contrary.
Brant Stewart moved here from Las Vegas several years ago and opened a charitable bakery called Mawiya, serving up trendy sourdough and bagels, while also helping Syrian refugees learn the skills they would need to start their own businesses. Located close to the port where the explosion took place, his bakery was damaged in the blast and, deeply discouraged, he almost closed up for good. until online donations started pouring in and he turned it into a soup kitchen.
We all have survivor's guilt, you know, like I'm not as injured as other people. My business isn't as injured as other people's businesses. I started to realize though, like we have this space, you know, we have all this money coming in. People need food, you know, high rates of food insecurity in Lebanon. So yeah, we just kind of, it fell into place.
The women that work here know the struggle of buying food all too well. Dunya Wadha comes from Tripoli, Lebanon's second largest city and one of its poorest.
All the food has tripled in price. Meat, chicken, sugar, vegetables, they are all so expensive.
Even the price of flour has increased to beyond the reach of many.
I mean, just wheat, for instance, that we buy, the local wheat, it used to be 1,250 lira per kilo. It's now 4,000 lira per kilo. So prices have skyrocketed, people's salaries have dropped. It's created a really unbearable situation for most people, I think.
Fixing the situation will take years of work, eliminating the corruption and waste that ruined Lebanon's economy. In the meantime, the people of this country will continue to try to survive through the warm hospitality and kindness they are known for. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jane Ferguson in Beirut, Lebanon.